What did you say, Harry? You got some metal?
It's like shiny metal.
I cannot believe I found that much gold in such little material. And look at the size of it.
Damn, dude. Pretty good. That's pretty good. That's coarse. Well, that's not bad. It's not bad. Alright, cups, 3 cups. Those are crystalline gold, which means they haven't gone anywhere.
Welcome back to MineOperator. We have gold coming from a hard rock vein that is pretty coarse. It's like placer gold. And so instead of using the shaker table and the Nefco, we're just going to use a high production sluice using the PopandSon sluice design that you can find on Mount Baker Mining and Metals webpage. I'll include a link below, but today I am super grateful that in my boneyard I have all the material I need to build this sluice. Now, I'm not going to put you through the torture of watching me fabricate this thing up, but I'm going to go ahead and just knock it out, show you some steps along the way, and then get it set up. A while back, I was at a metal recycling yard, and I found this, and I thought, you know what, this would make a great sluice one day. Have it upside down, I'm just cleaning it up. I do need to add on a little bit of sidewall here, so I'm going to do that. I'm prepping the metal. For raised expanded metal, I have a 1-inch raised expanded metal. I think that's like a catwalk grade 8 style. I also have the raised expanded metal over here. I think this is 3/4 inch. So 2 different thicknesses. And for matting, I am going to use this carpet style under the large riffles or expanded metal. And then I'm going to use this thick Alaskan miner's moss material. It doesn't have a backing, so I'm probably going to either use this or maybe black rubber ribbed matting so gold doesn't migrate down the sluice box. And I'm going to place that under here. That way we can catch some ultra fines if there is. And based on my water flow, I can still capture gold down to 325 mesh. You've seen Jason do this with his sluice design. And then I'm just going to build some legs for the sluice. I have some tubing over here. Probably use this guy and weld this on, drill some holes, be able to adjust the leg length right here. So let's get it done. The sluice is 8 foot long and 8 inches wide. It's going into the black tub, and the water from there is being pumped to our pond. I have the expanded metal being held down by clamps, and I'm diverting the slurry to go through the sluice instead of the shaker table. The sluice angle is 7.12 degrees from horizontal, which is 1.5 inches per foot. That is the pitch. And that flume is 5 foot long, and that helps the dry, crushed ore get saturated with water and separate the gold. Our custom-built clarifying tank separates out the silt from the water, and so we're able to recirculate clean water through our system. All right, we're doing a cleanup after an 800-pound test run. Wow, you guys, look at that nugget right there. That is amazing. That is a huge chunk of gold, and it looks like it's still got some quartz around it, just a little bit. You can see a nice little pocket of gold over here. Down in here, you can see a nugget. So this is super exciting. Let's clean the sluice out and see what kind of gold we got. Look at that beautiful, nuggety, and chunky gold that we got out of the sluice. This spot is incredible. I can't believe it. You should hear how loud it sounds when you drop it in the pan. But that is some coarse, nuggety gold. Let's go get some more. I'm gonna pan some material from the tailings and see if I get any gold in it. So I grabbed scoops all throughout the tailings there, and I'm just gonna pan it and see if I recover any gold that the sluice may have lost. Here's my sample. I'm gonna go ahead and get started panning. Now I do not see any visible gold after that pan, so that's a good sign. I'll keep running some tests and pan some of the material coming from the sluice while it's running, just to make sure. But I want to see at what point I'm going to have to clean out the sluice box too. How much material until it packs the riffles, which it shouldn't if it's set up right. However, can I run a few tons through it? Can I run for the whole day? I want to figure that out. The sluice test went really well. We crushed 800 pounds approximately. That's 763 pounds that was in the bulk bag, and then 2 large cobbles, maybe 20 pounds each. But not all of the material that got crushed went through the mill. Probably 250 to 300 pounds came off the half-inch screen deck and is sitting in a wheelbarrow ready to get crushed. So roughly we ran about 550 pounds of material through the sluice, and we got a pretty good showing of gold. Now I didn't get a weight on it. I'm getting ready to crush 3 more bags and run that. I'm going to get the weights, and we'll tally up the gold at the end. But so far it's looking really attractive. Here is what's next on the menu. I have 3 bulk bags here that I'm going to get crushed. Get it in the surge bin here. We'll take that oversize in the wheelbarrow. It's going to go out to the 6x6 jaw crusher there, which will get it down small enough for the Stutenroth mill size. Archie Stutenroth said that this mill needs a 1/2 inch max feed size. So that's why we have the screen deck over the surge bin to screen it and then, recrush the oversize. Now over here, I'm going to change it up. I'm not going to run a pump from here. I'm just going to have that as like an emergency overflow bin. But I went ahead and plumbed in a similar style water transfer pump that we're using to feed the circuit. And so I got the sluice back together, get my hard hat off of here, and gonna go ahead and run the rest of the material. All right, guys, let's talk about what went well and what we can improve upon. So inside this pond, it fills up quickly, and I have to shovel it out. And so right now this is only for testing, and it's a pain in the butt. But I wanted to, pretty much test out the sluice with, angles and water flow rates. And so this time, we ran at least 1,500 pounds, maybe a little bit more through. And this section of riffle looks pretty good. We got miner's moss below it. However, you could see some packing here. And then you could see a lot more packing. Now, I leveled the sluice, but maybe, it's ended up having a little bit more fast water on this side. And so this is the slow water side. And then you could see packing in the riffle. So I could definitely make some adjustments there. And, you can't see any of the carpet. So what that tells me is I need to increase my water flow to clean the riffles out. So, you know, maybe I didn't see any gold in my 2 pans because I panned, while it was running, I panned the discharge, you know, the tailings from the sluice, and I didn't get any coarse gold or fine gold. I got 1 foil piece, which, you know, rolled back instantly, you know, when I tilted the gold pan back. But, you know, you could see some of the coarse pieces I'm still getting. You know, that's unacceptable to go through an impact mill. So I got to probably change out those hammers in there. And so we're not getting the grind and the liberation that we need. You know, so there's supposed to be visible carpet here. You should be able to see half carpet, half filled expanded metal riffle. Let's take a look at some gold I see. Starting at the lower end, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a lot of gold on the right side. Let me get a little better angle here. There's quite a bit. So looking from this way, there you go. You see that? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go slow over this so you can just take a look at the gold. Whoo! Wow. And those are some big pieces too. Oh man. Say what? Man, I'd be happier if the sluice, if I had the water flow a little better. I'm grateful I didn't lose any gold, but man, that packing, I gotta fix that. Oh, look at that. Nugget. Man, there's some big pieces of gold. Look at it. Oh gosh, all right. Oh, this is awesome. We got gold. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that nice pocket of gold. There's so much in here. Such a nice problem to have for a change, right? Oh man, I could see it over here. Oh, there's a line in the carpet. Can you see that? Look at, there's at least two carpet riffles that have gold going across it. Man, I wonder what else. All right, so I guess I gotta stop talking about it and I gotta start cleaning up and panning. Here is the gold that I panned from the 1-ton test run through the sluice. Now this is a nice showing of gold, but I am concerned that we are not liberating all of the gold from the ore. How much gold is still in that oversized material that we were not able to crush? I received a new set of paddles from Archie Stutenroth. I'm going to go ahead and hard face them, and then I'm going to go ahead and run another test and see if I can get a better crush and liberate more gold. If we can't get a better crush, then we might have to consider a different option for milling. However, until then, we could always rerun the oversize through the mill. That just takes additional time to do it. This test through the sluice was a success. We were able to capture the big gold and the fine gold. Now let's get a weight. .78 grams of dirty gold. That is absolutely amazing. Look at how big that gold is. I mean, I'm just so impressed. This is coming from a hard rock vein. It is chunky, coarse, and absolutely beautiful. So it's 4.78 grams of dirty gold. 0.15 ounces a ton. That's troy ounces. Now Jason from Mount Baker Mining and Metals and Harry from MineOperator also have some ideas to get a better crush, liberate more gold, and run more material. Can't wait to share those with you. Until then, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.